Okay, we're live. We're live.
Excellent.
Welcome back to the Little and Large podcast.
Wagwan, my G's.
How you doing, Lewis?
Yeah, as usual. I'm not too bad. I'm tired, and I've had enough of this lockdown. But we're all Gucci.
Lewis, just remember, by the time the day after this podcast goes live, we will be able to meet in groups of 6.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. 6, yeah. No, I'm trying to be sarcastic. I'm sounding sarcastic, but I'm generally
It's
happy
like the
about
best
that.
thing that's going to happen to us.
Is that
And
sad?
then
It's,
2
it's
weeks
sad.
after that, yeah.
It's
And then
sad.
2 weeks
It's
after that, we can meet in pubs.
well, that is hoping, isn't it?
Yeah, hoping. I
It's
don't think
hoping.
it
It's
will.
hoping. Definitely, yeah.
Here's hoping that soon we can get back to a nice cold pint.
Oh, yes. And
I feel like that's the start to all of our podcasts. We just talk about missing the pub.
well, yeah. Well, what else is going to happen hopefully, after lockdown's done? We can moan about pints. It'll go full circle, Alfie.
It will. We'll hate the pub in a week.
Oh yeah, no, I won't. Yeah. Okay, so shall we begin with a couple of topics, my guy?
Okay, what you got? What you got?
Well, okay. So what I'll do, I'm gonna go a bit. Well, okay. You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit serious.
Okay.
Social media.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly what the video was I was looking at, but it did rag on about social media quite a lot. It explained in the video that a lot of teenagers, or people who use social media a lot, have a tendency to be heavily fixated on looks, likes, appearance, stuff like that. The
Mhm.
negative connotations, I can use a big word, um,
Wow.
with
You
social media.
passed English.
I did pass English. Thank you very much, my guy. Who didn't? Hmm?
Fuck you, you little bitch.
But anyway, they found the regular similarities is that most people who frequently use social media for like Instagram models or just influencers with heavily disgusted influencers.
Mhm.
They suffer from anxiety, eating disorders, depression, all lists of like just bad, very bad mental stuff. And it kind of got me thinking, why do we think social media, obviously it could be a very very standout answer, but I kind of wanted to ask the question, what why are people fixated on social media, particularly the younger generation, or even like our
Because
generation?
um, ooh, I think it's become the desired career because we only show the good sides of it.
You know what? Actually, in the video, that's what that person said as well. Now you've just said that. I remember
Like
that.
we genuinely like, you see these like, oh, you see Eminem. No, not Eminem. You see Drake, right? Fucking, he's turning up to a club with loads of beautiful women, diamonds everywhere. He's in a Rolls Royce. He's a multi-millionaire.
Mm.
That is what everyone sees, and that is the thing that sells. Success sells.
I guess I mean I understand where you're coming with the Drake, but I would say more like he's not really a he is an influencer, but not in the word I'm trying to use it. He's not a social. He's not really like part of the social media side. He's part of the music
Look,
world, and he
here's
has.
the thing. Here's the thing that I was going to say.
Oh, excuse me.
Staying on Drake. Let me see if I can get the lyric. But here's the thing. Drake mentioned in one of his new songs that basically people who are famous are no longer talented.
Agreed.
And the thing is Drake is a talented person. That is why
Hmm.
he's got the success he does. People want the life Drake lives, but they realize they don't have the same level of talent he has.
Hmm.
Sorry. In this song, he says, uh, "Fuck." Half the time, I got to ask N word what their profession is. These days, fame is connected from excellence.
Or just not doing anything with your life and
Well,
yeah.
yeah. So like I say, he says these days fame is disconnected from excellence. Half the time, I got to ask N word what the confession is, what their profession is. So
Hmm.
he doesn't he's saying like I agree with it. These Instagram models and stuff. not to completely disregard what they do, they are very attractive people, and yes, there is definitely a business aspect to their life.
Mm.
But when you have like Instagram models and TikTokers, they don't. There's a talent difference between the two,
Yeah.
and I think that kind of gap shows that anyone can do it now.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's one aspect of the whole entire issue. There's so many issues with this this whole thing, really, isn't it? Like with
Mm,
the video I was watching kind of explained like just the whole, like what you said earlier. It only shows the good aspects of social media. It doesn't actually
yeah,
have a full representation of life itself.
no,
And I
no, because
think, yeah, and I think that's why so many people are fixated on it, because you get a dopamine rush. You get a rush when it's something like you get attention on social media or something
yeah,
like that. I think that's why
I mean,
maybe cancel culture is like really booming. That would make a lot of sense.
we'll talk about cancel culture in a little bit.
We shall.
Um, but no, with like people want to see, take Addison Rae or something. People want to see her wearing a Gucci belt or like a not a fucking Gucci belt, but you know what I mean. People want to see her
Mm,
looking pretty and like full face of makeup and looking good and posing by a pool with the sunset in the background. They don't want to see the morning that she wakes up after having a mental breakdown.
mm,
But that, like her waking up one morning and having a mental breakdown, that is real.
mm,
I think we fixate on it so much because there is now that idea that well anyone can do it. Charlie D'Amelio is like has 100 million followers on TikTok, makes a lot of money.
yeah.
Um, she's 16 and started from dancing in her bedroom.
Yeah. Shambles, really, but oh well. What are you gonna do?
We make stupid people famous now.
Yeah, I really don't like that aspect.
And that's what I was going to say. If you want to help make another stupid person famous,
Oh,
go and stream Reckless,
funny.
um,
I'm not even
and,
gonna
and
say
make
what I
and make
usually
me
say.
famous, and make me famous.
But yeah, no,
Um,
I feel like, yeah, in today's day and age, I sound like a fucking old guy, but nonetheless, no, we do make stupid people famous because they're
yeah,
stupid, and it kind of creates like an aspect of like, oh, in order for me to be successful, I have to be stupid.
yeah. It's. I think it's not necessarily I have to be stupid, but I definitely just think it's made that idea that you can be anyone and do it. You don't have to be musically talented, or you don't have to be creative in any way. You can just turn up and copy a TikTok dance trend
Mm.
that someone else
Or
has
you
done.
can just turn up and just look pretty. That's all you have to offer. Yeah,
Do I think it's a bad thing? Yes and no.
I think I would agree. It's a yes or no, but I think I'd agree more on like it being a little bit of a bad thing, because I feel like people should strive to contribute to not only to themselves but to actually like have a purpose in their lives.
But purpose is subjective.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's why
Like
that's why I always say no, because purpose is subjective.
like what you see as having a purpose may be like being a doctor,
Mm.
but to me, having a purpose in life is just to be happy and make other people around you happy.
Yeah, no, of course, but I
So
think, of course, yeah, but where I would distinguish it is where like people do something like, for example, the Kim Kardashians, the Kardashians. What the
mhm.
fuck? They're famous for famous sake.
Well, yeah, but they've also capitalized on that. Because here's the thing: we make stupid people famous, but if they're smart enough and have a good enough team around them, they can capitalize on it. Kylie Jenner is a billionaire because she saw her fame and made a makeup brand,
Yeah, yeah, no, I get you.
and it's like that's why they see something and they're able to capitalize on it. They have one of like the most popular TV sitcom, not sitcoms, fucking reality shows ever
Yeah,
because they saw an opportunity and just went, "We're running with it."
yeah. Alf, sorry.
Um,
Do you mind just pausing these live stream, whatever? Pausing it for a second. I just got to talk to my dad. My dad's just come in.
okay,
Cool. Cheers.
let's go. Yeah, we sorry. Fuck, what were we
We were
saying?
talking about Kim Kardashian and fake.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. like I was saying, like if they have a good enough team, or if they are potentially smart enough, they just see an opportunity to run with it, which is like fair, which is like, and to a degree, I do think, like I said, I think it's a good thing because that more people can have this type of career.
Yeah, no,
Because
that's fair. Yeah,
for some people, it's genuinely what they want,
but
and now more people get to live that lifestyle.
what kind of gets my nerves is when people capitalize their stupidity. You know, like Joey Essex, for example.
I would argue that was smart, though.
That is smart if he is playing a character. If he is really that stupid.
I think he is playing a character.
No, I mean, I have to agree, but at the same time, I'm something deep down in my body's telling me no. That's him. That's him.
Okay, no, I think it's exaggerated.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not
I don't think
convinced.
he really is that stupid, but I don't think he's as like I don't think he's really smart either.
I'm not convinced that you know. I'm not convinced he's ever exaggerating. No, I think that is just him.
Maybe
We never
should
know.
we get Joey Essex on the podcast?
Yes, I'd love that actually. It'd be great content.
It would be an
It would be
interesting
an
one.
interesting one. Yeah.
But no, yeah, let's make the Little and Large podcast famous.
Yeah.
And you can have 2 more stupid podcasting idiots be famous.
Excuse me, Joe Rogan's not stupid.
I never said Joe Rogan was stupid.
He's like the main guy at podcasting. I just wanted.
I never mentioned Joe Rogan. You've now insinuated that Joe Rogan is stupid.
But no, what I was insinuating, my dear man, is that you said more stupid podcasts.
No, 2 more stupid podcasters.
Yeah, and I insinuated that you might think podcasters are stupid.
I insinuated some podcasters are stupid, i.e., Trisha Paytas.
Oh God! Oh, I really don't like her.
Now,
I really don't like her.
Here's a solid segue.
Excellent.
How has Trisha Paytas not been cancelled?
I don't know, because she's able to. She's a snake. She's able to wiggle out of anything.
Like, she's done blackface. There is footage of her doing blackface.
She's done a lot more shit though as well.
And she also claimed to have it's DID.
Dissociative personality. It's a personality disorder.
Identity disorder.
Something like that, yeah.
I believe you have multiple. You are multiple people.
Yeah.
It's a very strange one. But she claimed to have that.
And she's just such a bitch.
Yeah. That's just a solid way of putting it.
She's just such a fucking bitch. I really don't like her. I really don't like her.
But now here is a thing. I'm going to kind of backtrack on what I just said.
Right.
She did blackface about 10 years ago.
Mm.
That did get brought up, and I've brought it up myself. But why did, for a lot of people, that become their only line of fire at her?
Exactly, yeah.
So if you say that she hadn't done half of the stuff she's done in the past 10 years, she did blackface and then stopped doing blackface and actually became a decent person after that,
that's fine.
Why be cancelled for something she did 10 years ago?
Well, that's just the whole point of cancel culture, though, isn't it?
Exactly. Cancel culture uses content from years and years ago
and expects that same person to be the exact same way they're acting now.
Yes, and completely forget the fact that people can grow, change, and be better people.
Exactly.
In a period of time.
We've all made mistakes.
We've all done shit.
Not blackface, but
well, yeah, not blackface. Me and Lewis have not done blackface.
Well, we used to.
I can't speak for
Lewis.
We
used to run in the mud, a lot. I'd always get dirty, climb trees and all that. But
well, yes, Lewis, but we weren't pretending to be a black man.
That is very true.
Where Trisha Paytas was pretending to be a black woman.
Shane Dawson as well.
Yeah, Shane Dawson did that. He spent half his career in blackface.
Shane Dawson is he's a snake and a half. Oh, I'm just going to say this now before we carry on to what I know what you think. What you're going to say. All the LA lot, all the American LA vlog squad or whatever, they are all fucking just no snakes. All of them. I hate them.
Well, speaking of LA YouTubers,
I know what you're about to say now.
David Dobrik, the world's favourite enabler.
The world's, was once YouTube's poster boy.
He genuinely was YouTube's poster boy because he did so many views and did so much stuff outside of YouTube that did really well.
Just all the LA. It's LA. Well, just LA changes you, man.
So recently, David Dobrik has been accused of. It wasn't sexual assault, but it was setting up parts for his vlog that were sexual assault, and it wasn't. From what I've worked out, it wasn't like. It was more peer pressured into giving consent,
Right.
which is still sexual assault. He never committed sexual assault.
No.
But content of sexual assault were used in his vlogs.
Could you give me an example? So I have no idea about this whole situation.
Well, there was a vlog where his friend
Dom
had a threesome with 2 women.
Yes, I knew about that. I remember watching that video, actually.
And he then showed off like a used condom, and they made a joke about it after, saying, Dom had a threesome and now I feel like we're all going to prison. And then, I believe it was recently, both those women have come out and said that they were not forced, but they felt like they were forced into saying yes to that.
Coerced.
Yes. For content in David's vlog.
Oh, well. Loads of people usually fucking do that in David Dobrik's vlog.
So that's come out, and now David Dobrik has lost many, many, many sponsors.
Yep.
EA, SeatGeek, DoorDash, Bumble, Honey. There's more. I think, did I say EA?
No, I don't think you did.
At one point, EA gave him a Lamborghini.
Funny.
Which he gave away to a friend of his.
Funny.
But the one thing that has disturbed me is how David is taking
the brunt of it.
More heat.
Yeah. Where's
the person who actually did
Yeah, so where's Dom's? What's Dom doing in this situation then? What the fuck has he been up to?
He made a video. I haven't watched it because I don't want to watch it because fuck him.
I think for context, we might have to watch it.
We may have to watch it, but he titled it "Addressing the Drama." It's got 2 million views. Do you have like a synopsis of the video?
Do you know what he talks about?
Well, oh fucking hell! The first thing I notice is that the video has 3 mid-roll ads on it.
My guy.
Which makes his apology look very non-sincere.
All YouTube apologies are non-sincere.
Well,
you can tell the ones that are sincere and not sincere. The LA lot are fucking. I'm really hating the LA lot at the moment for good reason.
I wouldn't say all of the LA lot.
Excuse me. Yes, I'm generalizing there.
Definitely, I wouldn't even say. I can't say I hate them because we've seen creators bounce back like this before.
Well, no, then I would say the poster boys for the LA lot.
At one point, though, Lewis, Logan Paul was the poster boy for LA.
Yeah, exactly.
LA content creators. And now he then filmed his dead body, and now he's the biggest Pokemon YouTuber.
See, you gotta see. Quickly changing, not subject, but quickly sidelining. I think it's just the LA vibe, really, isn't it? Because if you look at like all the YouTubers who go through this shit, they are from LA.
So here's the thing. It's often that they're moving so fast. They get so much fame so quickly.
They think they use it.
They're making so much content, so they don't fully process what they're doing.
Yeah.
They see a situation and just see content, and they don't realize or necessarily think about the fact that there is a lot more than just content there. There are actual people that get hurt by some of the stuff.
That kind of mindset to me is just not okay.
But sometimes it's not a mindset by choice. Sometimes, Logan Paul was the fastest. I believe he was the fastest YouTuber to hit 10 million subscribers. He was posting content daily. He was doing all this stuff, and I think it's just something that you fall into without realizing.
But like you said, it's not like a choice. I think it is a choice.
I don't think it is. I think when you look at it, it's like I don't think Logan Paul flew to Japan with the intentions of filming a
No.
dead
So like
body.
obviously when
I think he saw that and went, "Oh, that's views, that's
that's
clicks." He
content
didn't
exactly.
necessarily think,
That's a
yeah.
choice of doing. There's no rationale. There's no rationale about it. There's no taking a
Well,
step back. That is a choice.
but what I'm saying is, I don't think the not taking a step back is a choice. I think all he's thinking about at that time is we've got to get some content out, and I think it's something that easily slips the mind when you're focused on keeping the career you've created. And by focusing on making content, you fail to keep that
I
career
would
because you
agree. I mean, I think
do things wrong.
like we all, everyone fucks up time and time,
Hmm.
and that'll be, that'll be forever when people fuck up. But to kind of say, they don't, I disagree with the wording, I guess, because obviously I don't say, when you say like Logan Paul flew to Japan with the intention of, obviously no, and the intention is to create content. What I guess I would say is I disagree with the how you word it, because it's kind of saying like there's no responsibility here.
Oh no! I'm not saying there's no responsibility. I'm saying that they don't see their responsibility that they have in their career until it's too late.
Yeah, and
That
that's what
so
I don't like, in a sense. Well, I can understand why, but where I'm coming, when I say I don't like it, I mean just like it's a mindset that I feel like you do have a choice to have and not have.
see, I really don't think it's the mindset. I think it's just that when you have you ever done something right in the moment
Ooh.
and then realized that it was a thing you shouldn't have done later.
Oh yeah, like when I was a kid or a teenager. Yeah, definitely.
You're a teenager now, Lewis.
I'm legally an adult, Alfie. Thank you.
Your age ends with teen. You're a teenager.
I'm legally an
We
adult,
both are,
Alfie.
Lewis.
I'm legally an
So am I.
you,
Anyway, but you would have done stuff. Also, teenager means last year for you.
No, it doesn't.
Um,
Legally, I was an adult last year.
oh, shut up. Year before.
Thank you.
Um,
17, good.
but you could have done stuff when you were 17, right? And then in the heat of the moment, and then 3 hours later, when you've cooled down, go fuck. Shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have done that. You back chat to your mum.
Yeah. No, well,
You,
I'll get to that another day.
but no, you know what I'm
I
saying. Like
do.
you
I
back
mean,
chat.
obviously,
Telling your
everyone
wife
back
that you're
chats to their
like,
mum.
shut up.
I mean, everyone back chats to their mum. However,
Yeah.
I stand by what I said, because sometimes the argument is just right. I'm right.
No, I know. But what I'm
I
gonna
know
give
what. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
like another option for it. You back at your mum, you do something at school in the heat of the moment because you think it will be funny, and then you realise that no, that's not funny, that was wrong or whatever. It's the same thing when they're creating content. They're like, "Oh, this is content. This is this will get views," and then it's not until 6 hours later or someone on Twitter says it, and they go, "Oh fuck, that really wasn't the right call."
Okay, yeah, but then if we're going back to the YouTube scene and the whole LA lot, you say that, and I'm like, yeah, if that was true, that's correct, man. Then why edit the video? Why put it up? Why keep it there? Why monetize off it? And if you feel like it's a regret,
Because Logan Paul took the video down.
yeah, well, that's just that's what you should have done
As,
anyway.
as David Dobrik has taken those videos
Good.
down, and it's their thing of they don't realize that's wrong until they get called out for it, or they don't realize it's wrong until they get taken out of the situation where they just have to produce their content. So it's like when they realize it's wrong, or when someone points out that it's wrong, and they go, "Oh fuck, that was," that's when they make that decision to take their content down. It's
Mm.
like in the situation that me and you would experience. You do something at school, say you launch a pencil across the room and it pokes a kid in the eye.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no,
You launched
yeah.
the pencil because you thought it was funny.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. Like you
And
launched the pension.
and then that kid's got it in his eye, and
Yeah.
then you go,
Fuck.
fuck, that wasn't funny. Then you go apologise to that
Yeah,
kid.
no, I did it with what was it? It's not my finest moment, let me tell you, but I did it with at school once. This student dropped their homework, and
Hmm.
I picked it up and I said to them, I said, look, you've dropped your homework. Do you want it back? The student turned back to me and went, no, fuck off. I was like, all right then. I dropped it, and and obviously the student told me, to fuck off and drop, doesn't want it back. So I dropped it back on the floor and I stood on it and stepped on it. Now. After I stepped on it, and after being told to fuck off, that student looked back and looked really, really upset. I was like, well, I don't understand what's going on. And that student was like really upset that I did that. I later found out that that student apparently worked hard on that homework, and the story doesn't make sense, but nonetheless, the student looked really upset and was really hurt by what I did. So obviously I had to go up to the student and apologise and all that. That was a bit of a sucky thing to do, even though the whole connecting things don't make any sense.
And that is exactly what I mean. You do something in a moment, you think it's funny, you think it's good content or whatever in terms of YouTube, then you realise after that,
but it wasn't
good content.
But where I'm coming from, it was a choice. It was my responsibility. It's my responsibility, and I have to live with that.
It is, and now they have to, own up to that. But what I'm saying is, I'm like, when I think of choice, I mean they actively wake up to decide to do that. It's an active decision
to wake up.
No, to wake up and do whatever thing.
Right. Yeah.
So like, I don't think like.
I was going to say, if waking up was a choice, Alfie, I don't think I think everyone on planet Earth would fucking just not get up.
in the terms of David, I don't think like he woke up and went to his friend's house and going, right, let's put these 3 girls, whatever, through an awful situation that's probably going to traumatize them for the rest of their lives, just so I can make a 30-second bit of my vlog. He went, oh, we've got some people around, cool, we can get some content for a 30-second vlog.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you.
About Dom having sex.
Like, of course, yeah. But I guess because we were talking about the LA lot and how I just feel like the LA lot are very just. I don't know. Like, obviously, I've said my piece about the LA lot, and I stand by it. And I feel like the LA lot are just very disingenuous, just very fuck it, fuck you, I'm the best, and I don't like that.
I'm like that though.
Well, no, you're not. Fuck off.
Fuck you, I'm the best. I am the best podcast host. I am the best rapper.
Sorry, where are you at number 1 in UK?
I'm not.
Not yet.
Numbers don't mean best.
Tell that to KSI.
Numbers does not mean talent.
Ooh, funny.
Being successful does not mean I'm not. Not being successful does not mean I'm not talented.
No, of course not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just poking fun at you. Yeah, but anyway,
where's your music on Spotify?
I don't want to do music.
Shut up.
Don't say didn't ask, because that's such a fucking childish comeback, mate.
Did I ask?
Oh my god, when I next see you, I'm gonna fucking poke your eye out with my pencil.
I'll kick your leg again.
But we didn't finish with the Dom thing. Why is Dom not getting any shit?
Oh yeah, let's go back to that. Right, so like I said, he made a video that got
2
million views in like 2 weeks. Which is it's good views for Dirty Dom. But one of the first comments I saw on there was I like how we didn't address his problems, just everyone else's. So apparently he hasn't addressed the sexual assault allegations against him, just the fact that David's taken the blame for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's no fair due here, is there? It all seems to be piling on to David, which, granted, he might have coerced women into it, which is a bit of a scummy thing to do. It's a bit of a bitchy thing to do.
Well, it's illegal. It's still sexual assault.
Yeah, exactly.
Harassment.
But
it comes under it's illegal and it's wrong.
What, coercion?
Yeah, coercion for sexual acts.
Fair enough.
Is a crime.
Oh yeah,
and it's also wrong.
No, of course it's wrong. Yeah, yeah, of course it's wrong. What was I going to say, Dom? Yeah, Dom. I don't understand why he's not getting the brunt of it. Obviously, David's fucked up, but he's seems to be getting an unfair amount. If you get what I mean.
I think it's probably because David is the one with the most subscribers. He is the one that has the most attention from mainstream
And the
media
most influence as well.
and the most influence. Dirty Dom is someone that only got known because of David's
But
videos.
still, that doesn't. It screams
It
to me
shouldn't be that
hypocrisy.
way. Oh yeah, it is, and it shouldn't be the way that it is.
If, in some weird reason,
But
it
I
kind
think
of.
that's
Oh,
why.
sorry, may I interrupted?
I was going to say, I just think that because David has the most subscribers, I think that's the reason why he's taken the most blame for it.
I think I also kind of screams very cancel culture as well. Obviously, like how we got onto this subject. Like David fucked up, but Dom actually did it.
Well, that's the thing, because David could have coerced these girls, right? And then Dom could have turned around and been like, no, stop, that's wrong, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, exactly, but he didn't.
And then David would have been the only one that committed the crime, but he didn't. He proceeded to technically rape those women. I believe it comes under rape.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that whole situation is completely fucked.
But what I don't understand is why is Dom not getting shit?
Like I say, I just think it's because he has the least subscribers. I know it's wrong that
See,
that is the
I
case.
don't think that's the sole reason though. To me, it just doesn't make sense. That like the reason why he's not getting anything is because of subscribers. Now, if it is because of that reason, then our society's fucking fucked, my guy.
So here's why I think it is. If you look at the people driving this narrative, right? Trisha Paytas and H3H3. I've seen, Philip DeFranco talk about it. I've
Oh, he talks
seen
about anything.
people on podcasts talk about it. Obviously, Keemstar and that. Who is going to get more clicks? Dirty Dom, who has like 1 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. No, he has 855k on his YouTube channel. Dirty Dom, or David Dobrik, who has. Let's find his channel. He has 18.6 million subscribers.
Mm.
His apology video got 6.8 million views in a day.
It pisses me off. It screams hypocrisy.
It's
so
like,
hypocritical, honestly.
yeah, as I say, it's hugely hypocritical, and it's hugely wrong that
And it's
Dirty Dom doesn't seem to be
and
getting
it
anywhere
is
near enough blame.
it's all for clicks and views, isn't it?
It is, because, like I say, the people driving this narrative know that David's name is going to get them more views.
That shit.
And that's what they want.
Man,
And even if they aren't necessarily monetizing or taking money from that video, once people watch one video on that person, they can get trapped in and watching more and more videos on that person.
I think it's official. The UK YouTube scene is a lot better.
Oh yeah.
God, yes.
Big up the Sidemen.
Big up the Sidemen. Big up. I can't think of any other English YouTubers. Jacksepticeye, technically, he's UK. That counts.
Yeah.
PewDiePie lives in Britain, so that counts.
Yeah. E-Boys, Deji.
Fair, yeah.
Big dons. Talking of YouTubers, but in a more positive light.
Yeah, because YouTube is actually a decent place.
Yeah, YouTubers versus TikTokers, the boxing event targeted for June 5th.
Oh, God.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights.
Oh.
So you've got Tanner Fox versus Nick Austin.
I don't know who Tanner Fox is. Oh, I know who that is now.
Tanner Fox is a YouTuber. He used to do like skate, not skateboarding videos, so scooter tricks and car videos and stuff. Nick Austin is a TikToker.
Well, let's just say TikToker. He's scum.
Oh yeah, the YouTubers will be coming first on these verses, by the way.
Good, yeah, that's meant to be.
You've got FaZe Jarvis.
Fair enough.
Versus Michael Lee.
I don't know who that is.
No idea. DDG, who I don't even class as a YouTuber anymore.
Is he a streamer?
No, he's a rapper.
Oh, he doesn't count then. Wait, did he used to do
YouTube? On the YouTube? But he came from YouTube.
Okay, well, I guess that counts then.
And he is on the YouTuber's side.
Good.
There is now on this one. It just says your pick.
KSI.
So, so it's just your pick versus Taylor Holder. who is a YouTuber. A TikToker who is part of the Sway Boys.
I don't know.
Bunch of LA TikTokers that blew up.
LA TikTokers.
That
they already no. That's it. I'm fighting on myself.
They moved to LA to pursue business. All they do is look good.
No, that's not a talent. That's not a talent. It's not a talent, boys.
It's not. But that's what it is. Danny Duncan versus your pick on the TikToker side.
Right.
And then you've got Big Deji, Comedy Shorts Gamer.
Yes, boys.
The return of Deji. Versus Vinny Hacker.
No idea who that is.
Some fucking guy.
Does he also use his good looks for?
Yes.
Well, he's scum. Sorry, I'm very vocal today.
I want to clear this up now. You would do the same.
What, on TikTok?
Not necessarily on TikTok, but on Instagram or something like that. If you looked like some of these guys look, right? We're talking like decent hair.
Right, okay, right.
You know, they've got like jawline, like
in this hypothetical situation.
6-pack, solid muscle.
In this hypothetical situation, Alfie. Do I still have the same parents as I do now? Do I still have the same upbringing as I do now?
Yeah.
Then no, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't like Instagram. I don't like Snapchat. I don't like TikTok.
Okay, no, that's fine. But if you wanted that lifestyle...
No, I wouldn't. Oh, sorry, no. I get what you mean. If someone wanted that lifestyle who looks like that, I can understand the lure, the temptation.
And they did, and they capitalised on it. So fair play to them. And they're doing it now. They're moving into a big event with big YouTubers and that on it. So yeah, but Deji's going to slap the shit out of this kid.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't know who this person is.
He's like some skinny fucker.
Aren't they all skinny fuckers?
Yeah. But Deji is actually a good boxer. He did good against Jake Paul until the third round because he didn't train against the Jake Paul.
He really should have.
And like, if he trains, he'd be a good fighter.
Mm. Again, I'd have to see it to believe it, but you know.
Well, just watch the Jake Paul fight again.
Can't be asked.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. It just can't be asked.
Well, that's how you're going to see it to believe it, Lewis.
I stand by my point.
Fuck you. But he could be a good boxer if he actually trained and put in the work.
No, that's fair.
And then the main event is Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall.
No idea who any of those people are.
You don't know who Austin McBroom is?
No.
Do you know the Ace family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the guy?
He's from the Ace family. He's the man from the Ace family.
I heard they're pretty scummy.
Yep, they are.
Oh, okay, well, I won't be watching
He's had multiple rape accusations against him. And he's had cheating accusations and yeah.
Well, I mean, I've seen a couple of his videos. I've seen a couple of exposés on him. You know, I think he's just a bit of a shitty person, really. But, you know, if he has done those things, then he is scummy. If he hasn't, then still scummy.
Sure.
Yeah. In other words, are you carrying on?
Oh. I was going to say, versus Bryce Hall, who is Addison Rae's boyfriend, and that's
okay. In other words, because... hold on. Excuse me, yeah. In other words, because I've got... Funny enough, Alfie, I actually get complaints from people who listen to our podcast.
Why?
So, do you remember our first episode?
Yes.
We can both agree that's not our strongest.
Definitely,
yeah. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, if you're listening to this, you know who you are. She won't be, but I will. She said to me, she listened to the first episode and got really bored of it, or didn't understand a word of it, because we kept talking on about YouTubers.
Hey, do you know what? Fuck them. It's our podcast. We chat about what we want.
It's just fair enough. So, to talk about something else that this particular person, will probably like and enjoy, and hopefully everyone else likes and enjoys. I want to talk about the Snyder Cut. Alfie, I know you haven't watched it, and you're not going to, which is fair. So I think I will give some major spoilers here, boys and girls, if any of you are listening and have not watched it.
Yeah, big
Big
fat spoiler
spoilers.
warning
If you are
coming.
still here after this spoiler warning, you've done yourself dirty. Fuck you. You can't blame me.
Yep.
Anyway, I watched the Snyder Cut recently, a couple of days ago. 4 hours of it. That's just
Yeah,
very
fuck that. Fuck that.
that's very Zack Snyder of him anyway.
Snack
Snack
Snyder.
Snyder. He is a bit of a snack, I won't lie. Anyway,
Mm.
the Snyder Cut is the original vision that Zack Snyder had for his DC EU movies. That Warner Brothers fucked him over completely with Justice League. You know.
I was going to say we should confirm that this is Justice League.
Yeah, this is Justice League. Excuse me, boys. The Justice League.
It's hard to miss, but
it's a fucking first off, the 2017 Justice League movie shit. It is. It's so tonally inconsistent. The characters make just no. There's no actual characterization in them. And worst of all, they did my boy Batman dirty. They did Batman dirty in that film. But then we cut to the Snyder Cut. 4 hours of it is long, but it does go away really fast.
from what I've heard, it's 4 hours of slow mo.
See, but you've heard wrong, my guy. There is slow mo in it, and sometimes it doesn't really add to the plot of the movie. However, it does add to it does add to the action scenes, and it does add to the characters in my opinion. And and sometimes it is quite cinematic with the slow mo.
Okay.
But well, the reason my dad said the same thing when we watched it together. He said that was really long, and I said to him, and I said, the reason why it's long is because we want the Zack wants the audience to be on the side of the Justice League. And so in order to do that, you've got to introduce them to the characters. You've got to make the audience want to invest into them.
Yeah.
Which the MCU did perfectly.
Yeah.
With standalone films.
That's a huge problem.
That was
a huge problem that the DCEU had from the start.
Yeah.
They did Man of Steel.
I enjoy Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel did a decent job.
I haven't watched it.
Then I'd recommend watching it.
And then they did Man of Steel, and then they did
Batman v Superman straight away.
Yeah, and it's like, hold up, you've done Iron Man and then Captain America: Civil War. It's basically like
that's what I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And you think between Iron Man and Captain America: Civil War, there was 8 years and like
But
20.
But what I would say, but if going by that logic as well, if it was just Iron Man straight to Civil War, the audience was still have some sort of, they would still have some sides, because the movie, if we're just taking the movie into a whole, it still shows off the characters and their personalities and their interests.
Yeah, but you lose so much relation to that character.
That's true. That is true.
You lose that emotional
connection. Like my boy Captain America. If there had been no movies before Civil War and it went straight into Civil War, I'd still like him. I think he'd be a great character, or good character, sorry, but he wouldn't be my boy Captain America.
Yeah,
but yeah, exactly.
It's like, so in Justice League, the only characters you've seen before are Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you can only say Superman and Wonder Woman have only ever had standalone films.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're meeting Batman for the second time in a film. Yeah. Seeing as the first time wasn't his solo film.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, hold up, this is a complete mess.
Yeah. So I
think that was the first problem with Justice League.
Exactly. It was. It's saying that. It goes back to the 4 hour thing. It actually does a decent job of showing. Zack does a decent job of showing who the characters are, what their intentions are. It does it does a good enough job. Like for spoiler alert, boys, we find out Aquaman, Arthur, he's a bit of a sickler. He's a bit of a cynic. He's a bit of a shared. He's got a lot of problems, identity problems, and all that.
Yeah.
However, he wants to. He is a good person. He wants to help. Like first time we ever meet him, he's in a village. Spoiler alert, boys. Anyway, again, he's in a village whose waters, whose fish supply has been iced over. No fish. There's no food for these villagers one bit. Every year, Aquaman guides fish through the icy glaciers so that the village can actually live.
Okay.
And then he disappears back into the ocean to help someone else who needs help. By actually spending time with Aquaman, even though, you know, it's long, but even though that happens, the audience automatically has a, you know, can understand and relate or even like Aquaman. He's edgy, sure,
Yeah.
but, you know, that's besides the point.
Okay, out of 5, what do you rate the film?
5 being the best, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a really good point. I want to say 3.5 or 4.
So 3.5.
Yeah, it's a good film. There's no plot holes, unlike Justice League, the original. There's no inconsistencies with the characters in general, and the ending. Oh my boy! Like what happens during the ending? Oh, it's beautiful.
Is that Joker scene?
No. So I was talking about a different scene. I won't spoil the ending because that is a major spoiler. But the epilogue, very good.
That Joker scene though,
better than any other Joker Jared Leto's incarnation's ever done.
Yeah, I believe that if Zack Snyder was able to have full control with Justice League and he was able to do stuff with
the DCEU.
what's it called? I was going to say what's the other one? Suicide Squad. The Joker was in. It would have been a lot better.
Maybe. I mean, it would have been a lot more darker. Definitely more darker.
Well, yeah, because apparently Zack Snyder's plans for the second Justice League film had the Joker kill Robin.
Oh God. Oh, that's bold. That is very bold.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's too bold for me, Zach.
Oh, your Xbox is doing something in the background.
Oh, fucking Xbox. That's going to be in the pod.
Yeah, and also he had the fact that Bruce Wayne and Lois Lane were going to have a baby.
No. It was Superman and Lois Lane. So it was actually Lois Lane's. I've just said it. Clark Kent and Lois Lane, who had a kid, who isn't born with powers.
Right.
So instead of, because usually in the comics and all that, Superman and Lois Lane have a kid, and that kid has powers. I actually really like this idea, by the way. But yeah, so they don't have their kid doesn't have any powers, and inspired by their uncle Bruce Wayne, this kid becomes the new Batman.
Right. Okay.
So I thought that was. I don't think not to my recollection, so someone might have to let me know. But I don't think that's ever been done in comics before. Well, with the same like Superman's son is Batman. I don't think they've done something like that before. If I'm wrong, let me know.
It would be cool.
It'll be really interesting. It's an original idea, I believe. Hopefully, I like that idea.
Yeah, I question if he stemmed too far away from the comics.
He did.
Because all films, especially comic book films, they stem away from the comics.
Yeah, which
to make
I've got
better.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of an issue with that because if you're doing a comic book superhero movie, you gotta derive from that comic book.
Yeah, you have to take from that comic book, but it doesn't mean you have to copy and paste it.
No, exactly. I mean, come up with your own ideas, stuff like, obviously, but keep the characters same, if you get what I mean. So that, I mean, for example, like, Batman, I think Zack Snyder's Batman is the pinnacle of what I mean. So let's just forget about Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League. Let's just pretend that's not real. Okay. Batman, under any circumstance, should not kill.
Yeah.
He should never. So when I watched Batman v Superman and he gunned down people, I was like, excuse me, hello, what? What's going on here? Batman, under any circumstances, should not kill. as soon as you take away that universal rule, well, not universal rule, but like as soon as you take away that and you say, yeah, this is Batman, which Zack Snyder did, that this is Batman, then no, I'm sorry, you just don't understand. That's not a comic book movie anymore.
But on the flip side, it is, first of all, it is still a comic book movie. But also, does it get boring when you've had, 7 iterations of Batman and they all do the same thing?
No,
You don't
I
think?
don't think so. No.
You want to watch the Batman do
like,
you want to watch Batman do the same thing again and
no,
again.
so here's where
having that
go on, sorry.
having that difference in characters makes the films different. I think if you're just copying and pasting the same character into different situations, in different actors and costumes and things like that, that just becomes boring.
No, I think, Alfie, you remember the time on the one of the podcasts, I said I don't enjoy watching Floyd Mayweather boxing, and you said I'm just an average boxer.
Yeah.
Or that similar sentiment or something like that is exact conversation we're having here.
I'd say that's different.
Well, I wouldn't, because like Batman is not supposed to kill. He's not to kill. And you saying copy and paste. It's not copy and pasting. It's down to the story. It's down to the writing. Like Christopher Nolan's Batman. Before that, we saw Val Kilmer, George Clooney, and Michael Keaton and all that. Now, I'm not really going to talk about Michael Keaton because he does kill in those movies. But
do you enjoy those movies?
The aesthetic of it, the aesthetic. And I think they're very iconic. However, I would argue that that is not Batman on a fundamental rule.
Okay.
Because he does kill, and Batman should not kill.
But only the comics say that.
Don't get me wrong, there have been comics where it delves into Batman killing and all that. However, if you talk to any like comic book geek, like any true comic book geek, and you ask them about should Batman kill, majority of the time they're saying no, Batman should not kill, and that is just Batman's character.
But saying, I think Justice League should have been made 10 years from now and be made for people that can get involved with the film. So on the side you're saying like, Batman shouldn't kill, and you're watching it as a comic book nerd. Why does watching it as a comic book nerd matter if Justice League is being made for the mass market?
I mean, obviously,
when the DCEU and the MCU are being made, they're not being made for comic book fans. They're being made to make money, and making money means the mass market. So when you make a character like Batman and you go, okay, let's put him in loads of fight scenes, but he can't kill, that gets boring for some people. Sometimes they want to see some guy just in a bat suit turn up and mow down a bunch of guys with a machine gun. They want to see Spider-Man whip out 8 legs and turn on insta-kill.
I think with that argument, I think because you don't really go to a superhero movie to see the hero like kill in a brutal manner. You don't.
You went to see Deadpool.
Yeah, but Deadpool's not really a hero in a sense. He's an anti-hero.
Okay.
So like obviously when you go see Captain America, when you see Spider-Man for the MCU, he's a superhero. You go to see a superhero movie, you expect there to be at least some heroing in the movie.
He's still doing heroing if he's killing or not, because he's killing the people that are trying to kill everyone.
But that's not really, in my opinion, that's not what a superhero should be, or that's what not a superhero represents.
I think though, if you're trying to protect people,
no, I'm not trying to protect people. I'm just saying. Excuse me. Sorry, I completely cut you off there.
If superheroes are trying to protect people, then they should do that in the means necessary. So if that means necessary is shooting a man in the head, shoot a man in the head. Yeah,
but you get that with that kind of, that's not really the philosophy of a superhero nowadays anyway. Like a couple of hundred years ago, that would have probably been acceptable, but I don't think that's what a superhero should be today.
why does every film have to stick to that?
What, to the
Why does
superhero?
every film have to stick to what's been done before?
No, what do you mean?
Like, why does every superhero film have to be, or comic book film, have to stick to the comic books?
No, I mean,
Why can't they do something a bit different and a bit out there?
yeah, no, yeah. Do it with
And make
go with the story. Do it with the story. Do a completely different story that the comic books haven't touched before. That's what kind of like people are saying with like comic book movies. Do something different, and that's why I quite enjoyed Spider-Man: Far From Home. It was different. It was enjoyable. I really enjoyed that film.
But if you're doing something different with the story, why not do something different with the character?
But it's what so like when comic book movies. Obviously, you said earlier, the studio's main aim is to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, which is fair, and you've got a vast majority of geeks out there who love superheroes.
Yeah.
And you've also got a vast majority of people who aren't really into comic books or aren't into comic book culture, as they say, as it,
Yes.
stuff like that. So you got to play. You kind of got to do both sides in a sense. Don't quote me on that, but something like that. So you want to show a correct representation of what the superhero is to not satisfy, but to show that you have an understanding to the comic book geeks, so you can reel them in and they can see a live action version of a comic book. But then you got the other side where the people who aren't into comic book culture get a taste of what the character or the comic book or comic books are all about.
See, I just don't think that's as needed. I think if something can be done that's very different with a character that is still in, at the end of the day, Batman is still the same core character he is. All right, like he's still the person who had both his parents killed in a robbery, has a fear of bats or
Yeah,
wherever
yeah, yeah.
the Batman thing came from.
But also,
He
yeah,
still
gone.
goes out to fight crime and stop bad guys. Why does it matter so much that one thing has changed? It's like,
Because but that one thing that we're talking about, no killing, is integral to what Batman is. You can do like so many different. You talk about like it's boring to see a superhero, not do anything different outside the comics.
oh no, I'm not saying that.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm saying from the mass market.
Yeah, but that's the thing as well. Like the mass market, the majority of people who aren't into pop culture, sorry, comic book cultures, are exactly that. They're not. They don't really understand. So to show to show a representation, to show a representation of of the comic book culture in movie form, I think that's important for people who don't understand it. Not important as essentially like it needs to happen. It's just more like, for example, like Zack Snyder, he talks about like he's a big comic book fan, and then I saw an interview where it said like he has comic book fans who like when comic book friends, and so like when he was directing Batman, they're saying like, yeah, Batman's got to kill this guy, Batman's got to kill this person, and to me automatically I'm saying, sorry Zack, you're not a comic book guy, you're not really into that kind of stuff. Batman, he's allowed to kill in like story, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not allowed, but it's a different take. However, to argue that that is Batman, to me, that's just not you. You miss the point entirely if you start
But
saying that.
that's his Batman. That's his Batman at the end
Yeah,
of the day, and I
he
think
can tell a story of Batman. Yeah, sure. But to say
I don't really don't think it's that important
what for Batman to kill.
for Batman to not
But
kill.
if you're showing,
Do you know
if
what I mean?
like where I'm coming from, if you're showing a comic book representation of no, I'll use a different argument now. If like because where I'm coming from, Zach said that is Batman, and I'm saying no, that's not Batman. That can be your Batman, sure, and it's an interesting Batman. You can do so many stories with that, but to say that is Batman, I'm sorry, that's not right, Zach, my guy.
So your whole problem with it is that Zach said that's
Yeah,
Batman. We've had a 10-minute argument because you don't like a sentence he said.
No, what was our original argument about? Because we were talking. No,
the Batman shouldn't kill.
yeah, exactly. Batman shouldn't
You're
kill.
saying the Batman shouldn't
Batman
kill,
shouldn't
and
kill. Yeah. So when people,
but I don't think it's that important.
I think,
Just fucking let him kill.
I think it is integral to the character. Like I've got here's.
Did you like the scene with Joker?
I thought when he swore, my guy, God, that was. I had to. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Even though I'm arguing that I'm arguing like Batman shouldn't kill, and I got a problem with that and all that, which I still kind of do. However, you might have heard me say this as well. I've always said that's just Snyder directing. When I say it's 4 hours, that's just Snyder. When I answer back, the fan of a comic book person or comic book character, for example, like Batman, has to sometimes, like I accepted that the DCEU, how Zack wanted to do it in his own vision, was going to be his side. It was going to be his bias in the thing. And at the end of the day, for someone like me, you have to kind of accept that it is his vision, his story that he wants to tell, which is fair enough. At first I was like, no. I wasn't having any of it. But that was because I was very passionate. I am very passionate about the superhero mythos and stuff like that. So when I saw a version of the Justice League that was completely Zack's vision, and I understood it was Zack's vision, I eased up on it. So when Batman swore, when he was like, even though Batman swore, he still was Batman. He was being strategic. He was actually contributing in the movie, unlike the original. And Batman has swore in the comics before, just FYI, which is fair enough. But when when it comes to stuff like this, you gotta understand that Zack is a very, very different kind of director.
Yeah. Okay, I think we should come away from this because the past 30 minutes of this podcast is us being nerds. I think we should wrap this podcast up.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I think we should wrap the podcast up with "Am I the Arsehole?"
Yes. So, boys, final note: Batman shouldn't kill. Continue, Alfie.
No, he should kill in this film. It was all fine. Anyway, am I the? I already found.
Nice, excellent.
Am I the arsehole for telling my family members to take down their posts congratulating me for a major accomplishment when they made fun of my career until now?
Fuck it, I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say no.
But I want to hear the context.
Okay, why? Before we do context, why do you think they're the arsehole?
Family. Obviously, if she's, for some reason I'm going to assume it's a she. He, whatever. I don't care. They're explaining that they're congratulating this person publicly. So yeah, well done. Which I think that's every right for a parent or family to do. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But you it might be. I'm saying yes because it might be just because it was jokes. It might just been because slight prodding. Because that's what my family does sometimes.
Yeah, but see, if they made fun of the career, I'm going to say no because they just seem to. If it's making fun of it, it's like they only now want to come about because they see success.
I mean, before we actually get into it, I guess I would say, it's always really good to see one of your family members, whether it be your son or your mum, actually succeed.
Yeah, but also making fun of the career suggests maybe they won't succeed. You believe they won't succeed.
I mean, I can see your point.
Or you think their career isn't worth
I can see your point, but I would disagree. Again, I'd have to get the context. Let's get into it.
Okay, I'm keeping keeping this anonymous.
Yeah, go on.
I've been working as a crew member in the film industry for several years.
That's good, anyway.
While I was always passionate about movies and knew I wanted to work in the entertainment industry, my family never supported me. They are very they're a very religious family from the Midwest with some very narrow-minded issues. I could go into further detail, but one of their long-standing beliefs is that Hollywood is going to turn me gay or into a socialist. I'm married with a kid, but it doesn't stop my uncles and cousins from cracking gay jokes or trying to make me vote their way every time I visit. Then I got a gig working for a movie a couple of years ago. I can't say what movie it was, but the director is known to be pretty left wing. I'd always stopped talking to most of my relatives. Oh, sorry, I'd already stopped talking to most of my relatives by then, but they still talked trash about how I was supporting anti Americanism and labeled me stuff that would get this post banned by working on the film. Oh, God. Um, as I'm typing this, the film I worked in is an Academy Award nominee. I know Reddit likes to shit on the Oscars, but for a guy like me, this is a huge deal, and I couldn't be prouder to be a part of it. Okay, so that's big.
Does it say what movie it was? Oh,
No,
that's a shame.
it says they can't talk about it.
Bastards.
Apparently, my family now thinks so too, because their Facebook feeds are all praising me and the movie. Even all the members who bullied me, signed me up for certain political mailing lists, and never supported my career are chiming in. I don't want to go into further detail, but normally they would be singing another radically different tune, if you catch my drift. My wife is kind of pissed at me now because I took to Facebook and called everybody out. I made this post venting about all the ways they were assholes to me growing up, and leading up to now, how they took every way possible to undermine my career. That I'm happy and proud of the life I've made, and if I were actually to make an Oscar speech, I'm sure as hell wouldn't be thanking them because they never gave a damn about my accomplishment.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm about to sneeze.
Oh,
bless me.
That was really loud.
Fucking hell. Sorry. They never gave a damn about my accomplishments because it goes against what? Because it doesn't agree with their fucked up ideology. So they should never take down. So they should take down all the posts praising my movie because it makes them look like idiots, especially when you compare it to the rest of the stuff they usually post. My relatives have been spamming my social media and phone and berating me for my posts, saying that I'm ungrateful and I owe it to them for what I don't know. My wife, while she doesn't like them either, thinks I went overboard and I should have just cut ties with toxic members and ignore the post. I disagree. They treated me like garbage for years, so they don't deserve to piggyback on what is basically the biggest high of my career so far. If I don't tell them to knock it off, they'll just continue to mooch on it after. Not the arsehole.
I would agree with the wife, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh no, I'd agree. I think maybe you went too far, but I definitely don't
I
think you're the
feel like in this situation you hear it all the time, but I feel like in this situation you got to be the bigger person. You just got to cut ties off with the people who did treat you shitty, and just let them do, because I'm assuming they're in America.
Yeah, they said Midwest.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume they're America. I mean, this free speech at the end of the day. Let them say what they want to say, and if you don't like it, just ignore it.
Well, obviously, it's free speech, but it doesn't mean freedom of consequences.
No, of course, yeah, no, of course, freedom of social consequences. Yeah, of course.
But no, I don't think she's the arsehole. They're trying to piggyback off your career when they undermined it for years, like you said.
Yeah, I think I had a point. I actually can't remember what it was. Like you were saying in the story. Oh, fuck. There was one part where God, dude, it's lost my mind now.
Come on, Lewis, you can do this. I believe in
because
you.
like they were saying it said they were berating him, weren't
it? Basically, it says so you have things like they believed that going into Hollywood turned them gay or socialist, but they're married with a kid. Claim that they'll become anti-American. What else? Apparently, they would.
Oh, I remember it now. I remember it. So obviously, when it said like when I did it and when I got a nominee, they were proud. They were praising and all that. Yeah. Obviously, when you told the context afterwards, it kind of fucked up my whole thing. But I was going to say, well, maybe they might have actually grown. Maybe they've actually kind of had a change of heart, had a change of thought. Maybe they realised they were wrong, and then they was like, it was actually really good. Well done. Because I can understand that if they were like, yeah, look, we were wrong about this, mate. You know, we apologise. Well, congratulations on your achievement. Then I would have been like,
But
then you would have been the arsehole if you carried on.
but there is a huge. I would say that them doing that publicly is all for show. Like it would be a different thing if they like contacted them and were like, "Look, we fucked up. We're sorry." But it's the fact that they just went on Facebook and were like, "Oh yeah, look, my son is blah blah blah, an Academy Award nominee." It's that thing of the fact that they've done it publicly instead of doing it privately
Yeah.
to repair that
I
relationship.
mean, I don't really have an opinion on that thing. Obviously, I don't. I feel like I disagree with the wife. You know, like, yeah, cut ties with the purely toxic people, and then ignore it and move on.
I would say, okay, I'd say not the arsehole, but I'd also say that everyone is shitty here, apart from the wife.
Yeah, no, we stand the wife.
Just the person who wrote it is less shitty.
Yeah, I think that's a fair. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a fair standard.
Like he wasn't in the right to post that, but he was definitely less shitty than his
Yeah,
wife
no, exactly. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
and his family. So I think we're done.
We are done.
I think we've finished the podcast.
We
Lewis.
have.
Episode 6.
Cool. But
Look at us. Look at us.
what guys? I can't speak. I'm gonna ignore that fucking whole sentence.
Okay, we've definitely got to end this podcast now.
Yeah.
Lewis has lost the ability to speak. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
Stream Reckless, Alfie Coleman on all platforms.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck you all.
Yeah, fuck you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Fuck you.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye. Fuck you.
You.
E.